You ever notice that when you're remembering something, like your first bike, or a classroom from your high school, or the face of someone you know or someone you love, you are not actually playing a perfect video in your head. You're like making it up again. Now don't freak out, I'm not saying that it's all faked. I'm saying that your brain is generating it on the spot, piece by piece. This isn't just me being poetic, it's an idea from cognitive science called autoregression theory of cognition. Professor Alan Barinholtz at Florida Atlantic University studies this. And there is also a very nice Medium article about this idea called You're Not Remembering, You're Generating. The idea is simple. Your brain works like a large language model, not a filing cabinet. It doesn't go, hang on, let me pull up that memory from my MemoryDB from some brag. It goes like, okay, what would come next? Over and over until you build something that feels real at the spot. If that's true, then learning is not about stuffing facts into your brain. It's about training your brain to be able to rebuild knowledge when you need it. What you are actually producing, your output, is the real test of what you know. So two things matter most. One, the quality and variety of what you've exposed to. That's your training data. How often you actually practice generating and testing your ideas. That's your output. This also explains something that I see all the time. People read books after books, they watch all the podcasts, they take notes on everything, and then when it's time to do the thing to test their knowledge, they freeze. Why? Because input alone builds recognition. It doesn't build skill, it doesn't build real knowledge. You can read 20 books about swimming, but until you jump into the water, you're just a library with legs. It's the same with AI. An LLM knows something from its training data, but the value really comes when it generates an answer, gets feedback, and adjusts. Humans are no different. MIT's recent work on liquid neural network is a great parallel. These models don't freeze after training. They keep adjusting their parameters as the new data comes in. In one experiment, a tiny liquid network, just 19 neurons, flew a drone through a sunny forest, and then without retraining, through a snowy mountain. It didn't panic, it just adapted. That's what doing does for you. Every time you act, whether it's writing, building, teaching, or practicing, you're giving your brain new sensor data. You're letting it adjust in real time. Without that, you stay static. Intelligence grows in environments that push back. Babies don't learn to walk by reading about walking, right? They try, they wobble, they fall, and they adjust. MIT's drone adapt because the environment keeps feeding them with new information. LLMs improve mid-conversation when you give it better prompts, better context. For us, pushback comes from reality itself, and the only way to get the feedback is to do things. If your brain is generative, the best way to learn is not to memorize, it's to reconstruct. Memorization locks you into static patterns. Reconstruction forces you to rebuild the knowledge from scratch. When you explain something without looking at your notes, when you code without copying and pasting, when you teach a concept to a friend, to your colleagues, you're strengthening the neural pathways that actually matter. Of course, generation has a risk. As we all know, hallucinations. AI makes things up when it's not safeguarded. Humans do the same, we just call it being confidently wrong. The fix is the same for both. Feedback. For AI, that's retrieval from trusted sources, running against the generative answer per evaluations. For us, it's reality checks. It's asking, hey, does this actually work? It's testing your ideas when failure is cheap and correction is fast. Every mistake is just a parameter update to your brain. Here's the big takeaway. Your brain is a generative model. Learning is generation, not storage. And your adaptability depends on keeping your mental parameters fresh and liquid, ready to change when the world changes. If you want to learn like the best AI systems, let's get more varied exposure, widen your mental training data, and engage interactively. Let the world push back. We want to output while you learn. Act, don't just absorb. Ground yourself with feedback and evaluations. Stay aligned with reality. And last, keep your thinking liquid. And here's something important. People don't get old because of their age. They get old when they stop learning, when their view of world freezes. when they run the same script again and again. That's why a growth mindset is not just a nice idea, it's how you keep your brain alive. Stay liquid, keep generating, keep adapting, and most importantly, keep doing. Because your mind doesn't grow by what you know, it grows by what you make. Thanks a lot for listening. I'll see you all in the next one.